Hey you guys, so before we get into the video, I just wanted to give you guys so much gratitude and thanks for my last video. I filmed this video that you're about to see before that video. That video was super hard for me to put up, and you guys showed me so much love, support, encouragement, a lot of DMs, a lot of people telling me that they could relate. So I just really, you have no idea how much I appreciate your guys' motivation, encouragement, support, and prayers. You just don't know. Like, that video was so hard for me to put out because I'm basically telling the internet my biggest, vulnerability, which is not easy. You guys, thank you so much a million times over because you just don't know how much it means to me. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly hop on here and say that real quick, and now enjoy the video. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a demo of first impressions and a check-in on the new Fenty Beauty concealer and setting powder. I'm also going to be trying out the new Fussy Gloss Bomb. As you guys might know, Fenty Beauty just released 10 new foundation shades as well as 50 concealers and I believe 8 to 10 powders, which Fenty, you're already doing amazing, sweetie. They're just killing it. I'm going to do my face. Of course, being that it's a Fenty video, we're gonna be using Fenty primer and Fenty foundation. So the shade that I have today is 460. I have come to the realization though, you guys, that I just don't have a perfect match in this foundation. 460 is a little bit too deep and too red. 450 is too golden. 445 is too dark slightly. So I just don't have a shade, and then anything above 440 and all that jazz is too light. But that's okay. I think that the fact that there's so many different options, I can make this shade work. I could make 445 work. I could make 450 work. Okay, so the cool thing about the concealers is so nice. It's like a cute little baby version of the foundation bottle. I got one a little bit lighter than recommended because I just like a nice highlight. The highlight shades that are recommended for each foundation, which I think is genius, they're just on the natural side. I know Rihanna loves a natural beat. I decided to go up a little bit higher. So this is the shade 430, which is significantly lighter than 460, as you can see. I wanted to try out the setting powder as well. I got the shade Hazelnut, which I hope is the appropriate shade. Hazelnut was the only one that wasn't in stores, and it was like the only one I was like, you know what, this might be it. So let's see her. Wow, she's a beauty. Oh, she's a beauty. Oh, this packaging is just so sleek and just right up my alley. This is the most beautiful packaging for setting powder that I've ever seen. Let's see how much you get in the setting powder. You get 28 grams of product. Let's compare that to the Laura Mercier translucent powder. You get 29 grams of product, but this was a little bit cheaper than this was, I believe. I believe this is $38, Laura Mercier. This was like $36. And then for the concealer, you get 0.27 fluid ounces. So in the Makeup Revolution, you get 0.11 ounces, which is a lot smaller. It seems like this amount is a good amount. So I will say, this is a high-end price point. Still, it's like $26. That's a lot. That's a lot. This ColourPop, $6. Makeup Revolution, $7. 26. I expect great things.
Period. 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 Nothing else to say, like period. 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 Period.
I expect phenomenal things because that's a lot. I do understand Fenty is a high-end brand, but from high-end brands, I expect high-end quality. So I expect my face to be snatched. Okay. So we're gonna go on ahead and get started. My primer is almost out, but I'm using the Pro Filter primer, duh, of course. So of course, we're gonna be using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter foundation, and I'm just gonna go in with a brush. I'm actually gonna use my good and faithful today Morphe E6. Boy, this is about to be dark, especially since, ooh, look, see, just look at how red and dark that is. But I'll make it work. I feel so freaking morbidly pale right now for a melanated queen. I look like I just finished a summer vacation in the tropical setting. This feels so wrong. Oh my god. We're gonna go on ahead and try out star one of the video, the concealer. And again, this is the shade 430. And of course, I'm gonna just apply it per how I would typically apply it.
It was at this moment that she knew she fucked up.
Ooh.
Look, 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 look. Look, 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 look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this. Look at this.
Maybe I should have stayed in my lane like Rihanna suggested. Maybe I should have. Because let me tell you, in the store, this looked perfect. But you know, Sephora has that deceitful lighting. But we're gonna make it work. Oh my god, this looks orange. I'm so shook right now. This looked so neutral in the store, and it might also be because of the foundation shade being darker than what I am right now. That might be playing a factor. But as far as the concealer goes, oh my god, no way. The concealer, it's nice and thick. It's definitely full coverage. It's very creamy. So I'm liking the formulation, and I'm gonna use my Fenty Beauty sponge to blend her out. Oh. Interesting. It's not the easiest to blend. Let me add my sponge is pretty wet too, so I'm gonna add some Fix Plus just to give it that extra twang, extra bounce. Royally screwed up. Royally screwed up. First beauty video of the year going tragic. Just like my channel. You guys, I'm kind of panicking right now. So it's not the easiest to blend out. It's not really wanting to blend, which is not good. And I didn't have it sitting that long. I can't believe how orange. Okay, I gotta get over that. I gotta get over that. Okay, that was traumatic. So I'm gonna give you guys a close-up of my face right now. This is after multiple minutes of blending. So I was able to make it look decent. I think it might be a lost cause. I'm noticing a little, not texture. Maybe I need to shave my chin or something, but I feel like it emphasized my pores. Okay, so my thoughts so far on this concealer. This is not a concealer where you want to set it down and then wait for it to do something else, and then bitch, if you're wearing it with this foundation, you need to blend it out ASAP immediately. Period. Because for whatever reason, it just did not want to blend. So I'm kind of tempted to like try one more layer, even though I don't need it coverage wise, just to see if I can make it look any better, because it's not blended well. Like, it looks flawless, like, but it's not blended well. So I actually, dare I go in with more? Yes, I dare. Okay, so I do think it performed a little bit better once I like added a coat or added another layer and then blended it out immediately rather than letting it sit on my face. Okay, so now I'm gonna go on into the powder. Lord Jesus, please let this powder counteract this. This just feels so luxurious, I must say. How lit is that? Okay, so the little sifter holes are in the shape of the Fenty Beauty logo. Like, are you serious? Who told you could snap so hard, sis? I don't know who did. So we're gonna bake a little bit today, hopefully bake some of the orange away. And again, this is the shade Hazelnut. So I'm hoping that it'll kind of neutralize this orangeness going on a little bit. baking in the winter? Who told me? I'm only gonna bake for a very little bit of time though, because I have normal skin, not oily, not dry, not really combo, just normal. So I really don't need to bake in the winter time because it's already dry in the air. I'm not keeping this on long at all. I'm already gonna start dusting her off because I can't. I just can't, you guys. Why is this not going away? This isn't going too well for me. Today's not my day. Okay, please do the best you can to ignore the patchiness so far and my botched looking ass nose. I'm gonna fix it in a second. So this is definitely a brightening translucent powder, so you might like that or might not. So I'm not mad at it, but the more I buff it away, the more it starts to look okay, you know? So I'm going to, actually I want to show you guys kind of close up. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but my skin looks dry as fudge right now. And I've been drinking a lot of water. Okay, so my skin looks really dry right now. However, I do think that Fix Plus and everything is going to help kind of make these powders look more like skin. I do think because I don't typically use a super matte foundation in the wintertime, and I typically don't bake in the wintertime either, my skin is kind of just like, oh my God, we're thirsty, we're dry AF. But I did want to show you guys. I think that tomorrow I want to try this whole experiment again, but with a hydrating foundation, because this is just, I think this is just too much for my skin for the winter. I do think that hazelnut, even though everything's looking a little questionable right now, I do think that hazelnut was a good shade for me as far as the setting powder goes. So I'm going to fix my nose, do my contour, highlight, and kind of finish the rest of my makeup. So I decided before I continue with my makeup, I did do a little bit of fixing of things. I added a little bit of contour, tried to fix my nose. I want to go on ahead and use some Fix Plus because that is my savior when my skin is acting problematic or when my complexion or my base just doesn't want to cooperate. We're gonna wait. Okay, so my skin does look a little more, it looks a little bit more skin-like. I'm pleased with that. So now I'm gonna go on ahead and do my makeup. I'm using the Moroccan Spice palette and of course some Fenty highlight and of course the new Fussy Gloss from Fenty Beauties. So I am back and boy, I have the Fussy Gloss Bomb and I want to try that out. So I'm debating if I want to do a pink matte lip and then this on top or just by itself. So I'm going to try it first by itself. It's pretty by its own, but I think that I want a little color. Okay, so I'm going to be taking a little bit of Tulle from ColourPop. I applied this pretty light. It's almost not very opaque, so I just want a little hint of pink because I want the gloss to be the star of the show. Actually, don't hate me guys, but I like it better without. I think that's good. So for my highlight, I did Trophy Wife mixed with How Many Carats, and I went very light-handed with both. For my eyes, I did the Moroccan Spice palette. I'm not doing lashes today, I just don't feel like it. I'm sorry. Okay, so considering all the trials and tribulations that we've had today thus far, honey, this is the finished look. My thoughts so far. I think that this concealer is okay. It's not my favorite by any stretch of the imagination. You have to blend it out right away. I think that I might like it a little bit better with a more hydrating foundation, so I'll probably try it again tomorrow with a more hydrating foundation and just do a quick little demo and let you guys know if it like greatly improved my opinion on it. But the coverage is good. There's a nice creaminess to it. The blendability could use a little work in my personal opinion, but other than that, the powder, I think it was good. I like that it has a little bit of brightness to it. If you're wanting a highlighted look, I would not recommend using the one that they recommend for your shade because it's on the more natural side. So you'll probably want to go 2 up. Now I went 3 up and you see what happened to my irritating ass. It was catastrophic. So I wouldn't recommend going more than 2 up, because if you go higher than that, you might end up with some problems. I'm gonna check back in with you guys in a couple of hours. Alrighty guys, so I am back with my final check-in for today. This is about 9 hours later. It is now around 10-ish, a little after 10 at night. I did blot my face a little bit. It wasn't much transfer at all, as you can see. I did look a little bit more dewy than I do right now, but I'm very impressed with the longevity of this concealer and this powder. My concealer is still fully intact. Only the slightest, teeniest bit of creasing there, but it still is fully intact. And I'm shook by that because it's so full coverage. A lot of times, the more full coverage something is, the quicker it can kind of fade off. So I'm really impressed by the longevity, and that alone makes me give it a thumbs up. I think I do want to still try this concealer with a foundation shade that's more hydrating and more appropriate for my skin tone during this winter season, because I do think that my face looks fine now, but even still, like, this golden undertone to my concealer, I do not like it. It gives me kind of orange vibes still, even though it's blended out and everything, but that's not their fault that I picked the wrong concealer, especially when they recommended me to stay in my lane. The only thing that I didn't really care for was the blendability aspect. Like, I think that it should be just a tinge easier to blend, just a little bit, because I found out quickly that you have to pretty much blend it out right away. But other than that, I definitely like both. I will say though, I don't know, maybe ask for a sample of it or something and try it out in the daylight before purchasing it. I don't know, because I was in Sephora when I purchased the concealer, and I really thought that it was a neutral undertone in the store, and I swatched a ton of them, and so I was just so shook. And maybe I'm just dumb, I don't know, but I was so shook to see it so golden. So if I do decide to like try this out tomorrow, I will throw in a clip of me wearing it tomorrow, and if not, I will let you guys know in the comments how it wears with a more hydrating foundation, and if I have any additional thoughts on it. So yeah, I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and definitely subscribe so that you don't miss out on future content. I will see you guys next time, and thank you so much for watching. Okay, wow, so this, yeah, oh my god, I feel like I have epically failed thumbnail as fuck right now. Thumbnail. Itch. I look like a fucking Cheeto Puff. I'm shook. I'm shook. I'm devastated.